Hi everyone. I haven't done a political video in a while, so I'm going to do one now. This political video is just hilarious. It's just too funny to let go. This isn't going to be so much about screenwriting. However, you can use your screenwriting abilities to sort of analyze people as characters. And when you see these people talk, this is the Democratic Socialist Convention in Atlanta and the highlights from it. So 4-minute video from the DC. David Cullen over at Computing Forever had the link, and he had his analysis and was hilarious. So I gotta get in on this. I mean, this is just, it's unbelievable. Imagine these characters in your, these are a lot like the characters in Wokistan, by the way, a few of them.
Quick point of privilege, quick point of personal privilege. Yes. Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say.
So, his name, where he's from, and his gendered terms, his gendered pronouns. This is like Twitter in real life, right here.
Can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot.
And therefore, you have to completely all change your behavior. I'm prone to sensory overload. I came to a convention full of people, but you have to change your behavior. I can't have my friend show up here with his iPhone and FaceTime the whole thing while I stay at home, so I would guaranteed not to be triggered. No, you be inconvenienced.
A lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay.
Okay, a couple of more things. First, they're doing jazz hands because apparently clapping is too triggering. Oh, Paul Joseph Watson had a great video on this too. It's just amazing. The other thing they're doing is they're calling everybody comrade. And, you know, Democratic Socialists try to tell people, listen, you know, we're not socialist. We're not communist. You're calling people comrade. That's pretty much what they do in socialist and communist countries. I mean, they call each other comrade. That's not really meant to be a term in America. That's not a term capitalists use for each other, or people who, you know, generally believe in a free republic. And the thing is about democratic socialists are socialism light. Socialists are communist light. The reason that is, in my view, is if you have a problem and you're a democratic socialist, your solution is always to go to the state to have them create a program or appoint a person to solve the problem. You're not going to say, as a person working in politics, oh, no, that's not a problem we deal with. No. Democratic Socialists micromanage everything in this video. The way you talk, what you do, what you can think, basically. They're monitoring everything. So there's not one thing you can pitch to them, hey, is this a problem you can't solve? And they're always going to go, oh, no, we can solve it. We can solve it with a government program and some money or whatever. The next step is, once you have that government program, whatever it is, let's say it's to make sure there's not a lot of noise in public spaces, and it doesn't work, or it's not working very well. What do? Do you end the program? No. You give it more money. You give it more people. You give it more power. And that accumulation of power eventually pushes you towards socialism. It pushes you towards socialism because everything gets sucked in by the state. Same thing with socialism. Everything gets pulled into the state until you basically have communism or dictatorship like you're having in Venezuela. I mean, if you look what they did, they're not giving things back to the people in Venezuela right now. The state has grabbed all the power and they're never giving it back until, you know, the whole thing gets overturned or it collapses or whatever, which it's in the process of doing. This is the kind of thing. I mean, imagine these people running policy. Imagine it.
Is there a speaker against name, chapter, pronoun?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
So, and another thing here is, you're at a political rally. There's a certain level of professionalism that doesn't sound like a person who is being professional. That sounds like a person who's so upset and had to say something, and they couch it like this is a request, but really it's a demand. And everybody has to stop using gendered pronouns or they'll be back on the mic screaming it.
Okay. Quick point of privilege once again. Quick point of privilege once again. Hi, James Jackson, Sacramento DSA, he, him. I have already asked people to be mindful of the chatter of their comrades who are sensitive to sensory overload.
This guy, he wants power. He's going to get it. And he's going to get it by lecturing you. You didn't do what I said the first time. Now I'm back to tell you, you were wrong. And these are his own guys. These are people in the audience who are on his side. They're trying to help him and the DSA. But no, he's in charge.
And that goes double for the heckling and the hissing. It is also triggering to my anxiety.
It's triggering to me to get a guy lecturing me like this.
Like, the be comradely isn't just for, like, you know, let's keep things civil or whatever. It's so that people aren't going to get triggered and so that it doesn't affect their performance as a delegate, okay? Your need to express yourself is important.
He's laying the groundwork for his own failure. So later, when he's a delegate, I guess, he's going to say, well, you know, I would have been a great delegate, but people didn't listen to me in terms of the triggering noise.
But your need to express yourself should not trump or like, I see it.
Your need to express yourself should not trump or override, and then it cuts off. But I think we see what he's saying. He's basically saying, this is the most important thing. Forget about your expression. Whatever you have to say, don't matter. Be quiet for me first. Me first.
That no one's clapping for me. It could be because I'm not engaging, but it also is because everyone's doing this. And that's
Me.
really important because those loud bursts of noise, even though this is a noisy space, we can do something like reducing that. That's really important. So please don't clap, shoot up these. We have a lot of disabled comrades, and a lot of those are invisible disabilities. You don't...
Invisible disabilities. Okay, so nobody knows them. So nobody's allowed to make a mistake. No, you gotta make preparations ahead of time in case invisible disabilities exist. It's unbelievable.
Don't know who it is that is having a more difficult time navigating this space, and this space was not created with all of their needs in mind, so it's up.
And the implication there is, if we created this space, we would have every invisible disability in mind. So what do we have so far? No gendered language. We have no noise, no hissing, no chatter. And we're going to get into more in just a minute. You're calling everybody comrade. You have to announce your gendered pronouns.
Up to us to modify that space to make sure that everybody is able to move in the ways that they need to move.
Everybody has to be able to move, and everybody has to be able to do whatever they want at all times, all the time.
And additionally, with the noise issue, like avoid hissing, avoid waving banners, right?
Waving banners now. So no hissing, no chatter, no clapping. Got to do jazz hands. No banners, no gendered language.
Because there's all sorts of things. If you don't know what to do, show up these, right? I'm sure there's lots of ways that we can communicate.
If you don't know what to do, just keep doing jazz hands. Just keep doing jazz hands. That's the only thing you're allowed to do at the DSA, apparently.
Communicate to each other without needing to rely on something that's going to hurt somebody else. We have quiet...
It's all about not hurting someone else whose disability you don't know, whose trigger you can't see, but you might step on that landmine. So everybody has to be wary of everybody else. It's paranoia and narcissism.
Rooms that are available, there's a range of options of these, right? Please don't go in that space with anything that's like...
I'm going to wind this back.
Don't go in that space with each other without needing to rely on something that's going to hurt somebody else. We have quiet rooms that are available. There's a range of options of these, right? Please don't go in that space with anything that's like an aggressive scent.
we have a range of options of quiet rooms. So imagine a future in which the DSA runs things. You go into a government facility. There are signs, no gendered language, no clapping, got to do jazz hands, no noise, no hissing. If you get triggered, there are quiet rooms that you could go in and just, I don't know, stand around. But no aggressive scents in those rooms. No aggressive scents. I don't know how you defined an aggressive scent. The only thing you could do is not wear any scent, to be sure. And there was a guy in my college, he had no sense of smell. He was born without a sense of smell. And unfortunately, once in a while, he would stink. He didn't know it. And, you know, he obviously just, you know, would go around like that sometime. And it was pretty aggressive. And what does a guy with that disability do against somebody who then has the aggressive or the I can't take aggressive smells disability? I mean, which disability wins out? I guess the one who complains the loudest. I guess the one first in line at the DSA who got the rule made. I mean, you can see the bureaucracy inherent in all of this. Can you imagine these people designing a post office with all these things in mind? Like, it would just be this massive, sprawling complex that would have quiet rooms just in case someone who's triggered would need them to rush in if the post office was too loud. And all the forms they would have to complain about, well, you know, my mailman used a gendered pronoun, the wrong gendered pronoun to deliver my mail, and that was quite triggering, so I'd like to complain, please. I mean, this is the kind of thing. These people want to write policy. They can't even conduct themselves in a simple meeting.
For instance, right? Because we don't want to put people in stressful situations that they don't consent to, right? And there are right-wing infiltrators who are trying to get in here, but it's going to be really traumatic for people.
Paranoia, right there. Dummies, you videotape this and put it online. I mean,
if we're not making an affirmative effort to de-escalate each other and de-escalate ourselves, right?
And this is why they'll never be in power, at least in this country. These guys basically ruin every potential person who could come through and be bold and make innovation by saying, no, your boldness is triggering people. We got to de-escalate you. So they just end up in these ineffectual groups waving their hands, doing nothing. Thank God.
Take a deep breath. Does that feel better? Before you say anything. Don't really talk to anybody who doesn't have a credential, especially...
So, everybody take a breath before you say anything. So that'd be another rule at the post office. Like, whoa, sir, you came up to this counter pretty aggressively. I'm noticing a scent. I'm going to need a minute to go into the quiet room before I take your letter. If you could just stand here and take a few deep breaths, and then maybe I'll help you.
Claim to be from the press. You have no idea who that person is. Please do not talk to anybody who identifies themselves as a member of the press.
Why? Why wouldn't you want to talk to the press? And why, you know, this idea, like, if you have good ideas, who cares who you talk to? Who cares?
Without having credentials.
You're worried about looking stupid because you know you're stupid. You know all this stuff looks stupid and ridiculous.
Don't talk to cops. Don't talk to MAGA assholes. We're almost there. Just...
Don't talk to cops, don't talk to MAGA assholes, and then everybody hoots and hollers. Well, guess what? That was triggering. And I'm sure that guy from Sacramento was like freaking out. Oh, God, no. Or is he? I would suggest that when stuff like that happens, he's fine with it. I would suggest that a lot of it's psychological, and when everybody's happy and on board with something like that, it's fine. It's fine. Because, hey, we're talking about MAGA assholes and cops, so F them, woohoo, yeah, then it's fine. All that noise is great. It's when there's disagreements, and that's really what it's about. It's about laying this groundwork so I can go, no, you're triggering me, therefore you're wrong, therefore I have power over you. So what else is the guy going to do? I mean, He's not trans. He's not a person of color. So he doesn't even rank in this world. He's just a liberal white guy trying to get some power over people.
But thank you. We are going to be visited tomorrow by some MAGA protesters. Is there any abortion clinic escort work? By all means, don't talk to cops if there are cops that...
I don't know what that means. Abortion escort work? I guess escorting people to abortion clinics? I mean, like, how much work is that?
For any reason at all, right? And if you do see someone talking to cops, let the marshals know.
The marshals? Who are the marshals? I guess they have their own little marshals to, like, rat on their own people. I mean, do you not see how this is? It's like they've got their own secret police. Oh, that guy talked to a cop.
We are safe and we are strong because there's power in collective working.
No, you are not strong. And thank God you don't have any power. I mean, jeez, that's just unbelievable. I saw this video a few times, and it just gets crazier every time I watch it. The very idea that these people could be in charge of anything and make it work is laughable. They're soft. And this is coming from me. And believe me, I grew up pretty damn soft. These people, my God, can you imagine these people just trying to, like, survive in the apocalypse? Oh, they'd all be dead. They'd all be dead in a week. You know, these are the kinds of people that they just be like, oh, please give me food. Don't use any gendered language when you give it to me, though. And they'd just be like, pop. I mean, and the sad thing is, what are they fighting for, really? They just want to be heard. They just want to, you know, they want to help people. I think deep down, a lot of them are good people that kind of want to help people, but they're so ineffective. They're such babies. They do the easiest thing, and the easiest thing to do, in my view, is to complain, and make other people do things. Oh, you got to do things. You have to do it. It's not my fault. I'm a good person. See how good I am? I'm telling everybody to be quiet in a meeting. That makes me good. What are you doing? You know, that's not doing anything. Doing something would be organizing a group, having the DSA go out and clean up Baltimore, like some of the MAGA hat wearers did. That was a good thing they did, regardless of whether you like Trump or not. You know, the DSA needs to actually do things. Occupy Wall Street did it. Occupy Wall Street raised money and paid off people's houses. That's a good thing. That's an amazing thing. That's wonderful. These guys, they're not doing anything. They're embarrassing themselves. They made a hilarious video. Thank you for that. But really, you cannot be in charge of anything. I cannot imagine these people being in charge of a campsite, much less, you know, the government. My God, it would be a disaster. You could just see it. You could just see it. Anyhow, that's my rant. See ya.